Success is not built on success. It's built on failure. It's built on frustration. Sometimes it's built on catastrophe. Navjot Singh Sidhu. My friends, what we do every day here is we follow the trends. We look for weekly vertical crossovers, 2-day recrosses, and we're willing to be frustrated at times, but we push through. 10 to 15 minutes a day. The reason we say that is you've got to be in the market to see what's going on, to analyze what's happening with the stocks and or ETFs you follow each and every day so you can learn the nuances. Each stock, each ETF has its own personality, and you need to analyze that on a daily basis. You don't have to spend hours. We expect you to be doing other things. Anyone who expects you to spend hours in the market, I don't think is being realistic, and it's not going to happen for very long. But if you will commit yourself to spending a few minutes every day, this will come to you. You can do this. I am your biggest fan. Had a great day today, busy day for Charting Wealth. Had almost an hour-long live question answer call-in session for our Patreon supporters at any of the 3 levels. We have recorded that. We have just emailed it off to all of the Patreon members, those who joined us and those who could not. It's always the first Wednesday of every month at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we enjoy having everyone tune in. We enjoy answering your questions. We enjoy going over the stocks and ETFs you're interested in us following. And again, you want to support the work we do here. Patreon is the best way, and we so appreciate them. They help pay for the bandwidth. They help pay for the webmaster. You help pay for the texting service, all those great things, and we so appreciate it. You know, if you don't contribute to things, a lot of times they just go away. So if you appreciate what we do here, help us out a little bit. Thank you so much. Let's jump into these charts. Guess what? Stocks continue to move in the direction of what? The weekly vertical crossover. We see the S&P 500 down 1.32%. The Nasdaq 100 way down, almost 3%. We also see bonds continuing to move down after that 2-day recross in the proper direction. And of course, gold. Now, again, friends, you don't stay in trades forever. How long do you stay in trades? You stay in trades based upon your understanding of price movement, what you have gone back and backtracked, what you have figured out as far as what you are looking to gain off that specific trade based upon any number of things, where you have found levels of support or levels of weakness, where you have found issues with how much does this typically move with weekly vertical crossovers or 2-day recrosses. What is your target? Again, you make those target calls when? Before you enter the trade. That's when you go and you set your profit and loss bands. I'm going to put one video at the end of today's training. It is the secret of profit and loss bands. If you don't know what those are about and you're not setting your profit and loss bands the minute you open, before you open the trade, so it's set up already there the minute you open your trade. You've already done the thinking. You've put it in. You know where it is you want to go. You've noted it on your trade worksheet. Well, you know what? I'm going to put a second training in. I'm going to put how to fill out the trade worksheet. Those of you who are subscribers, you see in your show notes every day PDFs for the daily market worksheet, weekly market worksheet, and trade worksheet. If you want to supercharge your training, you fill out those sheets. Every time you do a trade, you start with that trade worksheet. You fill it out all the way through the trade. That's where you really catch those nuances. You learn the secrets with the trade worksheet. Daily market worksheet and weekly market worksheet are filled out during the week on the dailies, and on Friday at the close of the market when you listen to the podcast, you fill out the weekly market worksheet. If you're going to start with just one thing, then at least start filling out the weekly market worksheet, work your way into the trade worksheet, and then the daily worksheet. You know what you're going to find out? You're going to be filling those out, each one in turn, as you go through the work. Why? Because that's the way you supercharge your training. So let's jump into the S&P 500. What do we see going on? Well, we have a green, let me move we can see now. We have a green spinning top. It's solid green, which means, again, it's a slowdown in that strong down movement from the week before. Still going down, though. Look at that price percent oscillator. Look at the derivative oscillator. And we go from the weekly to the 2-day. Check it out. Now, again, the prior 2-day represented Friday and Monday. This latest 2-day represents Tuesday and Wednesday. So it finished drawing. It went from a green, solid green, to a red spinning top. We'll just see, there it is. And what do we see going on there? Price percent oscillator was flat, kinked over, going down. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Now remember, the derivative oscillator is a lagging indicator. It is a percentage version of the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence indicator. The book, Charting Your Way to Wealth, explains all about the price percent oscillator, as well as the derivative oscillator, which is a triple smooth version of the relative strength index, meaning it is a leading indicator. We see both of those moving together, accelerating down. That's a good sign for continued down movement. Now, those of you who are new, why would I want to buy the S&P 500 if it's going down? You don't. You want to be shorting the S&P 500, or you want to be in an inverse fund. And again, practice trading these things. We're not a stock calling service. We're an education firm. You got to practice this stuff to know what the hell you are doing before you would ever think about foolishly throwing your money at anything. But as you can see, what happens when the S&P 500 goes down? SH, which is the ProShares short, that means inverse, means it moves in the opposite direction of the underlying S&P fund, goes up. It goes up when the S&P goes down. So there are options. And when I say options, I'm not talking about puts, but that's another option that you could try when you see the underlying asset going down in value. You want to know more about options? We have a great options training, which is for free to all of our Patreon supporters. 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. You will love it when you get ready for options. And again, start off just learning how to follow the trends. The weekly market, the weekly vertical crossovers and the 2-day recrosses. Follow the market every day. When you get ready to get a little sophisticated, add a little more to it, become a Patreon supporter, get that Patreon training on options, and you'll be good to go to really start jumping in to the hardcore stuff. So we look at, that's what's up with the 2-day. We go to the half-day. Now, we saw where things bumped up on Monday, scaring the crap out of everybody, then started dying on Tuesday, and then hammering down on Wednesday. We see that we had things cross back over going down in the morning and then further down in the afternoon on Wednesday. Remember, all things being equal, what does the market do? It moves in the direction of the largest chart, which is the weekly, which is losing energy. Now, all that's subject to change. That's why we pay attention. We watch, we learn, we grasp the nuances. Let's go to the Qs. That's the big one down for the day, down 2.90% for the week. We got a strong red down candle hitting a lower low than the prior week. Derivative oscillator gaining momentum. Price percent oscillator heading down. The 2-day, look at what it's doing. Of course, it had bumped down hard. That was on originally that 2-day recross back last week, representing Monday and Tuesday of last week. Then down Wednesday and Thursday. Slowed down some of that movement on the Friday and Monday, and then accelerated back down Friday and Monday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday accelerated back down. Price percent oscillator accelerating down, derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. 2-day chart. We saw that 2-day chart, very similar to the S&P, bumped up on Monday, started dying on Tuesday, dropping down on Wednesday. So that's where we are on the Qs, the Nasdaq 100, the tech stocks. Let's move from there. Go to bonds. Bonds down nicely, just like we wanted. We still have that 2-day recross in effect. And of course, oh, wait a second. Whoa. There we go. We still have that 2-day recross in effect. Bonds jamming down. Let me show you the 2-day. Have to go back a little bit. There's the 2-day jamming down quite nicely. Now we're waiting for bonds to hit the lower low, but again, moving down quite nicely. That lower low was represented. I'm not good. Let me just stop. Go in the order I'm supposed to go. Weekly chart, red down candle. Price percent oscillator heading down, derivative oscillator heading down. Nice. We could tighten up our trend line a little better. Want to connect 3 candles. We don't want to attach that. What you'll find, the reason you want to attach to the week that's moving is, first off, it's not a real candle yet, right? It hasn't finished drawing. So we attach it to the prior week. We are connecting all 3. But again, if this one's in motion, what will happen is if you set your trend line on it, it'll get skewed and screw up as movement continues. So always place it on prior established candles. So we see price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. 2-day chart. 2-day chart, we see this latest 2-day candle after a green spinning top indecision. Again, moved back over, going down in line with the 2-day trend line. Derivative oscillators losing some momentum, but that price percent oscillator still heading down. Half-day chart, down in the morning, not so much in the afternoon after a sideways slide for 2 days. We hopefully will see this cross back over, going down. It's right there at that 2-day trend line. We'll see what happens on Thursday and Friday, but that's where we are on bonds, going in the right direction. What do we see on gold? Gold down for the day 1.10%. Again, another good down day for shorting gold. Price percent oscillator moving down, derivative oscillator accelerating. We go to the 2-day on gold. We see it also spiking down, lower low, and that half day we see where gold moved down sideways and then dropped down again. Pull back a little bit at the end of the day. Didn't end the day as low as it had gone. That is where we are on our 4 big ETFs that we track every single day for you. We've thrown in lately, as per your request, Bitcoin. What do we see going on there? Well, Bitcoin has been slowly losing momentum on this weekly chart. That is shown by the candlesticks. It's also shown by the price percent oscillator heading down, still positive, but heading down. Derivative oscillator gaining downward momentum. Look at this 2-day chart. Of course, it crossed over going down, and it again is still pulling away from the red signal line, and this derivative oscillator has gone negative. So again, Bitcoin not moving up at this point. Half-day chart, we can see where it popped up on the morning. And, well, it popped up. If you see when the Bitcoin prices come in, it popped up for the day 4.21%. But not enough energy for it to cross over. And that 2-day is, again, still negative and pulling away a little bit from the red signal line. Now, if it continues to gain momentum throughout the week and crosses back over, we have what's called the 2-day recross. How did that do for us last time? It did quite nice, didn't it, friends? We'll watch and see what happens there. If we look at what's happened to Bitcoin, what happened to it the last time that we had that crossover going down, it did move down for several days, and then, of course, started to surge back up, had enough energy to cross back over, and then moved up consequently. Maybe it's digesting those gains and going to move back over again, but keep your eye on it. If you want to know what Bitcoin's all about, how to follow it, how to make it work for you, then you need to practice trade it with us. That is where we are, my friends, as we end the day on Wednesday, go into Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Again, Patreon members, please check out the recorded live Patreon call from today. If you join as a Patreon member now, of course, I'll be more than happy to send you a copy of that video along with the 3 trainings on Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. Just follow the link in the show notes. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.